Hello everyone, I am Squallcasting. This is StarCraft 2. And I'm not going to say it is awesome. I want to say that, but I don't want to be getting caught in this horrible repetitive cycle where I always say the same thing in my intro. So it's StarCraft 2 and it is an excellent game for displaying mental fortitude and physical stamina. And you might go, physical stamina? They're sitting in computer chairs. But did you know the average gamer, or not average gamer, but the average pro gamer, when they're playing, their heart rate gets up to like 100, 120, and like these are the sorts of beats per minute that you will see in, you know, like competitive sports. So it is pretty intense. Definitely not as intense as, say, running a marathon, but it's still, you know, you have to be playing 100% the entire way through. You can't ever take a break, except for maybe at the very start of the game, but yeah. Anyways, I should probably introduce the players. This is Stephano up here in the top as the red Zerg, and MC as the blue Protoss yet again. Yes. So MC looks like he's gearing up for the Forge Fast Expand once again. He has done that every game so far, and getting a very early scout in. That seems pretty early. Or maybe it's not, it's just I was blabbering the entire first minute of the game, so my sense of game time is completely off now. Anyways, so MC gets in, sees that Stephano is going for that spawning pool first, just harassing the drone line just a tiny bit, and is probably just going to pylon block here, or just block with his pro, whichever he prefers to do. I would guess just going to block with the probe. That way he doesn't have to spend the money. And oh wow, nice. Stephano getting the hatchery down as MC juked back, and MC juked just a little bit too far, and Stephano was like, I'll take it. And he took the base. And MC is going to expand himself, and this might actually be the first time we've seen MC expand behind Stephano. If I recall correctly, in the first two games, Stephano expanded after MC. Weird. Oh, whatever. And, wow, look at how fast these overlords are. This overlord's all the way over here already. That overlord has turbo boosters, man. If it weren't organic, it would have fire shooting out of the back right here, because it'd be afterburners, man. Anyways. And yet they are still slower than a gigantic floating building. And if you didn't know that, yes indeed, a floating barracks still beats an overlord in a race. In any case, MC just continuing with his wall off, getting his gas. And yeah, last game we did see just crazy early pressure from him, going into 7 gateways off of a Forge Fast Expand. Stephano once again taking this base just obnoxiously fast. Like it's... I know this is the current metagame, but this just feels so fast. Like... Oh, whatever. It's interesting, though, how the metagame evolves and shifts over time, and I do wonder if in Heart of the Swarm we'll see some further evolutions of playstyles in which this sort of extremely greedy style will start to get punished really effectively. I don't know that we will, just because all the units that are being added in Heart of the Swarm tend to be later tech units, like Tier 2 or Tier 3, but it'll be interesting to see. In any case, MC Cybercore is finishing up now. We'll have to see if he starts dedicating Chrono Boost to that. Last game he Chrono Boosted that like crazy, but this game he's Chrono Boosting probes. So for the moment, looks like he wants to play for the later games just a little bit more. And yeah, Chrono Boosting probes at both Nexuses, definitely a economy-orientated way to do things, but also Chrono Boosting the Warp Gate. And yeah, we'll have to see where the next few Chrono Boosts go, and that'll kind of be indicative of what's going to happen. So, yeah, I'll just leave it and select it on the Nexus there, just so we can see when the Chrono Boost goes out, and we can check on it. And, okay, Chrono Boosting the Cybercore again. Could be he's going for some sort of early pressure again. I just got a few extra Chrono Boosts to get a few more probes out. He's not building any more probes again. Wow. And 5 gates again, and 6 gates. So, 7 gate pressure again. If it worked once, might as well try it again. How very excellent. So Stephano is getting an Evo Chamber and a Roach Warren, so looks like he wants to play for the longer term. Get those upgrades. Zergling speed starting just now. And let's see here. So this warp gate's finishing up very soon. Is there a pylon on the map? I don't see any. Okay. Oh, that's a zealot. Is there a probe anywhere? Okay, I see this pylon building here. Oh, the Zerglings are chasing the probe. Oh, man. If MC can't get that pylon down, he's going to be way far behind. Gets the pylon down. Probe evaporates in a cloud of blue blood. Except it's not actually blood. But I'm going to say it is. And oh, okay, he has another pylon here. And that's quite a walk, but I guess it works for the moment. This pylon finishing up just now. We're probably going to see an enormous warp in any second now. Yep. 2 zealots is an enormous warp in by my standards. As zealots are basically superhumans, and here we go. MC putting the pressure on a single spore crawler. Did he anticipate like a void ray push? That's kind of weird. Stephano's game sense clearly not quite on point. Has a bunch of roaches, but they're dying so fast. These Zerglings getting good surface area on the Stalkers, starting to pick off a few. And MC's army is definitely not staying alive as much as he would like. Still dealing a ton of damage to Stephano, but I'm not sure if it's going to be quite enough. Stephano still producing lots of Zerglings and roaches. And these Zerglings having movement speed is just making such a big difference here. But MC is starting to push Stephano back. He needs another surge of units. Here come a whole bunch of roaches. Got one roach coming from behind. The Zerglings dealing quite a bit of damage. Still slicing through everything. And I don't... Oh, this is so close. Stephano is just like inches away from holding it, but then doesn't quite hold it. Still producing so many units. He's trying to hold on. But these zealots are doing so much damage against the Zerglings and the roaches. And while roaches have a lot of health, one-on-one zealots will kill roaches. Just because they deal so much damage. And oh man, still got fighting. These drones still mining. I wonder if Stephano's going to pull them soon. No, it looks like he might have just barely cleaned this up. More zealots are coming in still. And Stephano still has to keep building units to stay alive. Microing units back individually to try to keep them alive so they can regenerate. Such fantastic play out of both players. But Stephano definitely looks like he has the superior control in this situation as he is surging forward and starting to clean this on up. And MC is way behind on supply. Looks like his final push here. Zealots trying to get in on those roaches, but the roaches are getting microed back and generally staying alive for a really long time. Stalkers trying to kite back, but there's not much else they can do. And Stephano holds very nicely. Has a significant drone lead. 11 drones up on his opponent's probe count. And MC is still trying, man. Wow. But it's not going to be enough. There's just too many roaches here now. And roaches with Ling support can deal with zealots very, very well. Cleans up the pylon. And takes an enormous lead. Wow. 100 supply to 40. Was there like a Ling run by that I missed or something like that? Nope, doesn't look like it. And wow. 122 units killed by MC. But when most of those units are Zerglings, that's pretty okay for the Zerg. They're plenty happy to lose Lings all day if they can keep their drone lead and not die. And Stephano looks like he's going to put the pressure on here. There are 2 sentries for defense and a handful of zealots. But I don't know if that's quite going to be enough. There's 1 photon cannon, another one's finishing up now. MC warping in a few more units now, but his income is just so paltry compared to Stephano's. We'll see what happens here. Stephano is marshalling at the front. He has a drone. He's going to build a hatchery? This is the I've won, you should get out of the game at this point sort of move. Could be he just anticipates it being a long battle and wants to make a queen there and then have immediate reinforcements. Either way, that's kind of hilarious. And there's really not anything MC can do at this point. If he moves out there, he's just going to get bear mauled to death, man. So he has to be very defensive. Chrono boosting out +1 attack. But Stephano has double the supply on him, and this is just such a terrible position for MC. He is going to have to control so well. He is getting a robo facility now, so trying to get caught up on tech. It's just such a difficult position. Stephano moves forward a few units just to get an idea of what's there. And this hatchery will finish pretty soon. And this is the Zerg equivalent to making a forward pylon, except it takes way longer to build, is way more expensive. And, yeah. Zerg forward pylon, guys. We have seen it in action. And +1 missile attack is going to be finishing up pretty soon for these roaches. And I think once that happens, That's probably going to be Stephano's cue to surge on forward and attack. MC has quite a few units here, but I don't know how well this is going to work against roaches because it's mostly zealots and then a few sentries. And he does have the 2 cannons, but 2 cannons cannot deal with this many roaches. With 39 roaches, there we go. The game's doing the counting for me. And, yep, making a Hydralisk. Okay, forward pylon so Hydras don't take 8 minutes to walk across the map. Interesting. Hydras will work well in this situation because there's only a few stalkers and they will outrange the cannons if they're able to hit, like, say, the Warp Gate, the Forge, and the Cyber Core. But MC sees what's happened. He sees the hatchery now, just like, what? What is this? Why is he expanding outside my base? He's even making drones. That's hilarious, man. Stephano feels like he's got this one in the bag, so he may as well just kind of showboat a little bit. Taking this base as well. Not a gold base anymore, but either way, he has such a huge lead. The one thing MC could do is potentially warp in here and then walk up and try to harass, but even then, like, you know, Stephano could run away his stuff, build a few units, and just kill it. And it'd be fine. We do have Groove Spines coming up for the Hydras. Interesting. And then plus 2 missile attacks. Colossi are on the way, though. And if Stephano waits too much longer, MC could turn this around with good Colossi control. Because, you know, Roach Hydra Ling against Colossi, I mean, Stephano has the numbers. They could probably just brute force his way through. But if MC can get 3 or 4 Colossi out, that will melt the units so quickly. Stephano does have an Overseer now, so he might be able to scoot up there a little bit and then see what's going on. And using the site to start picking away at those warp gates, that's kind of fun. MC warping in a few stalkers up top just to potentially deal with that. And just having a micro as best he can to pick off roaches without losing stalkers. But MC's starting to catch up in supply. Does lose a single warp gate, and wow, this is dying so fast to those Hydras. Hydras are, they deal so much damage, man. They deal a lot of damage. Anyways, Stephano says he's got enough. Wow. Scoots forward, baits out force fields, and scoots back. Nicely done. Looks like he's scouting to see what happens. He does see those Colossi now, and making 8 Corruptors. Pulls back his units a little bit and murdering his own units. So we can get Corruptors out. That's fun. Single Corruptor spawning here. Hopefully, an Overlord. Wow, that guy's not long for this oil. You're like, why did I have to be born here? Explodes in a cloud of blood. And Stephano very wisely pulls back to the tower. Doesn't want to die to those Colossi. And these elves just going to town against those larvae. A little bit hilarious to see is they're basically having a party, just kind of milling about, cutting apart the larvae. And Stephano working on getting a 3-way flank going here. The Corruptors arriving just in time. Here we go. Units engaging in from 3 sides. Force fields pin back this section of the army. But these two are... Wow, this army is getting melted here. This army dying quite quickly. I don't know if this was the best move by Stephano. He does take out the first Colossi, working on the second now. But he's lost a lot of his forces. But he's remacroing so quickly. Look at that. 41 roaches coming out. And even if he loses this entire army, MC will get to his base, get to Stephano's base, and then be like, oh, you have another army now. That's pretty unfortunate. And even though MC killed a lot of stuff there, he's still way behind on supply. So if Stephano needs to pull drones from there, he does so. But here comes the surge of units. He's going to run on forward again, and all the Colossi support has been eliminated. Roaches just scoot on up and start murdering everything, melting those stalkers to pieces. And MC GG's out of the game. So, well played by Stephano, holding off that early pressure. I do feel like he kind of hung out here for maybe a little bit too long. Looked like he was showboating there a little bit. I would have liked to have seen him maybe just kind of Nidus worm in, say like here, and potentially kill Tech rather than waiting forever. But either way, he just had such a ginormous lead from deflecting that 7-gate attack that he could afford to do that. So, thank you guys for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in game... what's this, game 3? Yes, this was game 3. I will see you in game 4.